you.
There's always something.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, now we're good to go.
You. So do you want to start over?
I guess we can start over.
We'll just start over, yeah.
We're going to pretend like that never happened. But if this intro is shit, just so you know, like on the actual episode, I'm going to have the first one be part of the audio broadcast. So go ahead, Robin. Let's act like, hang on, just do a turn. Ready?
I am fucking ugly. Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to our third ever episode of the Scary-ish Storytime Homegrown Horror Reading Session.
For those of you who have stuck around for the first 5 minutes where we didn't have any audio, thank you so much. I didn't really woo, so you didn't miss that, which is a good thing. But we're going to read some homegrown horrors like we usually do. Homegrown horrors are the paranormal experiences that you guys have. And to all of you that are listening out there, if you want to send us your homegrown horror, you guys already know this most likely, but email storytime@scarish.com. Go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast. And from there, you can either post it in the group, or you can just message us directly, or you can join the Discord if you want some instant feedback there as well. And then we also have Twitter, @scarishpod is our Twitter, so you can tweet at us. Only 280 characters, so I don't know if you have a flash fiction story that's really fast, but most of the time we just get shout-outs and like suggestions for topics and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we're going to have 6 stories, I think, that we're going to read you today. And then somewhere in there, we're going to actually have mail time because we had some lovely spooky friends actually send us a bunch of stuff. And I'm really excited. I want to know what's in the box. What's in the box?
It's obviously Gwyneth Paltrow's severed head. Spoiler alert.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I am too. So you want to start off with mail time? I think we should.
I guess. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to let you do it because you brought it in here and you have all the cutting devices and stuff like that.
I have cutting boxes.
So I'm going to move my microphone out of the way. It's a visual medium for this time, so you can bring it up so the people can see it.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, but there's an address on the front. Gosh. Okay.
We should have blacked that out.
Yep. So, let's see what's in the box. Oh, there's like... Oh. Okay, so we had someone message us about their wife having written a book about their cat. And I thought it was the greatest thing ever because they sent us a picture of their cat, and how they drew their cat for the book is amazing, and I love it, and was so cute. But they sent us a copy of their book, I guess.
Cool.
So cute. So.
You don't want to read the note? Is it personal?
Okay. So the note says, "Hi, Robin and Adam. Thanks for letting us send you some Steve goodies." So the book is called Steve, a shelter cat. It's really cute.
That is super cute.
Yeah, it's super, super cute. Oh my god, there's a shirt. There's a shirt with the cat on it.
I think we all know who's going to wear the shirt, so just saying.
So we are going to have some Steve goodies for a giveaway for sure. So
cool.
If you guys think it's cute, because I think it's cute, one of you lucky spooky friend people will be able to win some. So that's really awesome. And it continues, "We really want to spread the love on adopting older and special needs pets," which I think is awesome. We adopted our cat. Adopt, don't shop, even though we bought Numeria because we're weak. Because all Omen babies need love.
Aw, that's super nice.
Says. That's really cute. Hope you enjoy. Keep on creeping on. Christopher and Corey. Thank you so much, Christopher and Corey. Like,
we really appreciate it.
This is so cute and so sweet. And, like, look how cute he is. I just think he's so cute. I'm sorry. Okay. Moving on.
You want to just set that on the ground? That way you don't accidentally, like, delete everything.
Yeah. Okay. Everything is ridiculously well packaged. It's amazing.
It's bubble wrapped, which is very nice.
It says Steve, a shelter cat. It's so cute. Everything's, look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. Okay. Boop, boop.
This is the most exciting unboxing I've ever been a part of because it's the only unboxing I've ever been a part of.
Okay, so it's more Steve goodies. So there's a book. Look at the little postcard.
That's super cool.
It's a little postcard. It's so cute.
Thank you guys so much for sending that out. And we do have a P.O. box. I don't know the address off the top of my head, so if anyone else wants to send anything, that should be posted on the website. And if not, we'll get that up there right away. And you guys can always reach out to us if you have something in mind, and we'll just let you know what the P.O. box is, too.
there's a mug.
Wow.
With his face on it. Look at it. It's adorable.
Is that going to make it to the giveaway, or is that going to go into our cabinet?
I think this is going to go into the cabinet because I have a weakness for mugs. If you guys ever want to send me some adorably weird, creepy, cute mugs, I have a weakness for it. We literally at our old apartment had to have a rule that was like,
no more mugs.
No more mugs. Because
we bought so many mugs.
So many mugs. But it's so cute. I'm going to keep it. Okay. And so there's 2 copies of the book. So one's definitely going to be in the giveaway.
Cool.
And another shirt. So I think we're going to do a shirt and a book for the giveaway. This one's blue. So I don't know. We
might just want to use that box for the giveaway too because it's very nicely packaged.
Yeah,
then we can pretend like it was us that did it.
Shut up. But yeah, so thank you, Christopher and Corey. All this stuff is so cute. I can't wait to read the book that you guys actually wrote and illustrated. It's amazing. The packaging is so cute. We're going to make sure to try and keep a box as nice as possible when we do for the giveaway because you guys are amazing and it's great. And it's so cute, and I have a weakness for cats and animals and
free shit.
No. But I think it's great that we're gonna have stuff for a giveaway. So we're definitely gonna post the website for the book and everything on the Facebook page or the website,
wherever you want.
But it's amazing. Like soon giveaway, we will set it up.
Cool.
Yeah, weird noise.
Good stuff. For those of you guys that are watching that are patrons, next week we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to spin that wheel, and then I think it's a custom-made T-shirt. Is that what we said we were going to give away?
I think so. I think, we're going to do a custom-made T-shirt.
We'll review it and see if there's anything else that we want to toss in there. But if you guys are not patrons yet, you can go over to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, and from there you can sign up, and you can do as low as $1 a month, and we would really, really appreciate that. But if not, no big deal. We just want to make sure we do something special for the patrons that have been supporting us because most of you guys have been there like since the beginning, and some of you guys keep coming in and you're newer and newer. So we want to encourage you guys to do that because it really does help us out. But we're going to get to the homegrown horror section of the story time.
Yes.
So I'm going to go first because I think I have 3.5.
Cool. Okay.
This one is actually like the second part of the story that came out in the episode yesterday. And this one I believe was from Leah. So this is story number 2. In parentheses, it says, "This is not scary either." So buckle up.
Okay.
It goes, "I also had a very interesting dream back in December last year. In my dream, I was in the mall shopping with my friends, and I saw this really nice object, in parentheses, I forgot what it was, and really wanted to buy it. So I picked it up and walked to the checkout counter to pay for it. Then all of my friends and the cashier turned to look at me and spoke in a very creepy tone. 'You don't have the money.' And there's like 4 exclamation points. I felt so upset and started crying in my dream. After I woke up, I was still upset and very worried my dream had come true. I grabbed my phone to check and saw that I got a push notification from my Chase app showing me that I had an $800 purchase at some store in LA.
Oh my gosh.
I jumped out of bed and called Chase to tell them I did not make that purchase, and they canceled the money transfer right away since it was still pending. I was actually going to order something online that day. If it weren't for that dream, I never would have checked my phone once I woke up and would possibly have lost the money, and the dream would have come true." So these 2 incidents, and the first one, as a reminder, was the mother having the dream. She works at the museum.
Okay, yeah.
And she had this dream that there was some guy soaked in water chasing her, and there was like a humidifier that had malfunctioned that was spraying water onto the book.
I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. She says, so these 2 incidents my mom and I had could just be coincidental, or my mom and I both have superpowers, and we could warn ourselves in our dream. Anyways, I'm just glad I had this dream, and it saved my money.
Aw,
That's a good thing. For those of you who don't have dreams, by the way, you can report fraud as soon as you discover it, and Chase is pretty good about it. I've had the same thing happen to me. I've had my bank account cleaned out, and they've actually like put the money back in. So
I've had like Wells Fargo, and I had someone steal my debit card. It's when I used to live in Hawaii, so they stole my debit card, took it to like the surf shop across the street, and bought a bunch of surf
Shaka
stuff.
bra.
And I was just like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Like $2,500 worth of surfing gear. Like, it was dumb. I got my money back, but it's just frustrating.
The only fraud thing, and this is 100% true, the only fraud thing that I have had pop up for me in like the last 5 years was my card got blocked when I was requesting a lift. And I had requested lifts. I was in LA. I had requested lifts like 4 days in a row, like 4 times a day, because I was all over that city for stuff. And then they blocked it, and this happened 3 hours after I got laid off. And I was like, all of a sudden, I don't have any money. What the fuck is going on? So I checked it. I'm like, nothing is working. I had to call them. They're like, are all these Lyft charges in LA from you? And I'm like, yes, they're from me. I'm on the side of the road in downtown LA at like 7 p.m. Can I please get a fucking ride home? So, yeah, that was not a good experience. But, hey, they were protecting my money. So I do appreciate that because they thought it was suspicious, but it was really just a really bad time. So, Robin, what do you got for us?
So I have an email that the subject goes, OMG, sorry for the long message. Just thought it was scary-ish.
Well played. We came up with a name. I guess we have to put up with it.
Anyway, so it goes, hey, Noah here. I have yet another story. Okay, so it started on June 20th of this year. It was the day after my birthday. I'm a reckless 17-year-old boy, so I'm curious. Anyway,
it's a good age to be curious. So
the day after my birthday was the worst luck I have ever had. I was hanging out with some friends after work, and we were driving around when we started telling scary-ish stories.
Twice? Really? Twice in one email? I'm really upset because I don't have any coffee. I didn't get it prepared, so I'm going to drink my Phantom
cup. You can
cup.
pretend to drink out of this one.
It's perfect. I was going to pretend to drink the Twitch mug, but that's okay. All right, keep going.
Oh, I wish we had a cool mug like that. Okay. Then we got into the personal, horrifying, realistic stories. There's a house near Holdridge, Nebraska, where I live, and it's called the Stone House. One of my friends was in the basement of that place, and he got hurt and ran out of the house, and lo and behold, he has scratches all over him. Legend has it, a family lived there all happy around slavery times, and then one night the husband...
Slavery times is a really, really big, like, time gap. You know what I mean? Like, that time range is very large.
I don't know.
As far as the friend getting hurt, I wonder how he got hurt. Did he just feel like he was getting hurt and got out and he had scratches, or if he fell?
But all over you? Would you get scratches all over you if you fell?
If you fell right, yeah. Keep going. Don't.
Anyway.
No striking.
Okay, so legend has it the family lived there all happily, and then one night the husband snapped, killing his entire family. And I have been in that house.
Were you saying that, or was the email saying that?
That's what the email says.
You just read it really well. So.
Oh, thanks.
So he's been in this house.
Okay. Yes, he's been in this house. So 1 year ago, I was there alone. I was walking around the house and stumbled upon the kitchen. Big mistake. I ended up falling through the moldy, worn-down floor into the basement.
Wow, that's a lot of laws broken.
Yeah.
And possibly
rough.
bones.
That sounds like it should be, like, condemned or something, if it's like that
If it's so
bad.
rotted you're falling through the floor.
Right.
Yeah. Why would you go alone? That's my big question. Like, I call it Scooby-Dooing. I've gone Scooby-Dooing a lot, and I've never gone alone.
He's a reckless 17-year-old.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. You can find groups of those. I'm just saying, like, go with someone else, because if you fall and you break your legs...
Then it's something like from It, where he falls through the ground and he...
I thought of, when he fell through the second floor.
Broke his arm or something.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to put it back in. And they break his arm again.
God.
The movie's actually really funny.
I didn't know what to do. I walked around looking at stuff and saw a hallway. It must have been 3 or 4 blocks long. I was confused, but I started walking down it.
Blocks?
So, yeah.
Blocks are enormous.
Maybe it's not... I mean, maybe he wrote blocks, but he doesn't mean blocks.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe meant like...
Rooms?
Rooms, yeah,
long?
like house blocks.
Yeah.
Because if it's 3 or 4 like city blocks...
That's long.
That's long as fuck. Country blocks are even longer. That's terrifying. There's no way you'd get me to walk down that. So,
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Lots of thoughts running through my head. My coffee isn't here, so I'm just like, I need to talk right now.
Okay. I was confused, but I started walking down it. The temperature changed when I was at least halfway through. I'll never forget the almost psychopathic silence, the ghostly chill, and the feeling of being alone. Well, sort of alone. I don't like where this is going.
Yeah,
it's already basement, darkness, alone.
When you describe it as psychopathic silence, too, that's a really terrifying silence.
Yeah.
And quick shout out, we just got another follower on Twitch, so thank you
Nice.
For following us.
We're
we really
at
appreciate
69 out of 100. Woo woo. Get it?
Jang Maboon, I think is the name of the person who just followed us. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
69. I don't know what the symbol is for that, but it's like that. Keep going.
Okay.
Stop making it weird. You make it weird when you stop. If you let the awkward things I do just go, then it's no big deal.
I kept on my path and was at the end and found 2 metal doors. I was weird and had a warm feeling. So it must be like it was weird.
Okay,
and I had a warm feeling. Not physically, but mentally. It felt lived in, like a home. What?
It just sounds like there's someone behind that door and you broke into someone's house.
Maybe. It was locked, not by 1 or 2, but 3 locks. I assume
Something about this story
each
must be good because we just got another
different
follower on Twitch. Two's Cat. Thank you for following us.
Nice.
Sorry, keep going.
He called me Jang Me Boon. What is it actually? I don't know. Fuck it. I can't read from here. I don't have my glasses on. Hold
It's
on.
okay. Yeah, we'll interact with the Twitch chat after the fact. I just want to start to shout out like the people who are following us.
So,
Appreciate it.
I assume each with a different key. To this day, I do not know or want to know what is behind the door.
So quick recap: that door that Felt lived in had 3 locks, and he thought they would have 3 separate keys for each one.
Yeah.
How on earth would you know that? Aside from the fact that there's 3 separate locks.
I don't. He's just guessing. He said I would guess. Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume. So, the other door, however, was unlocked. It was heavy, but it opened a little bit, just enough to get through. I was outside, far from the house, far from my car, and far from town. Okay, so it must have been some underground, like, channels or something.
I don't know. It sounds like it was just... What's a good word for it that's not mean?
Are you going to say bullshit?
Yeah. It sounds a little bit like bullshit, but at the same time, like, maybe he actually meant, like, a 3 to 4 block long passage in this basement. Like, I think that's why he said from slavery times, because it sort of sounds like Underground Railroad shit, where it's like a passage out of the house, maybe?
Yes, that
and then
makes
there was
sense.
rooms along the way. So that's actually really cool. That house probably has a lot of history that you just decimated and desecrated by falling through the floor of.
Wow.
Just saying.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
There was no way in hell I was going back through the tunnel. I had never sprinted so fast. I was full of fear and adrenaline. When I was near my car, I got in and drove away. I'd not been back until a couple of days ago. I have more stories. That wasn't the only house I went back to. I also visit a satanic garage where 5 women sacrificed God knows what. I've also visited a canal, which is where one of my friend's grandmas died by drowning.
Wow, why would you go visit that?
Jesus.
That's fucked up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I will talk to you guys later. That's what it says in the
figured,
email.
yeah.
I just read it really well, I guess.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, Adam, or you don't have to do this. I really don't care if it's worth it, but it's worth a shot. But a shout out would be really cool. I guess we can just.
Sure.
His Instagram is Noah_YOCHUM. Yochum. Thought it would be worth a shot. Yep. Well, it's on
a
there
good thing
now.
you took a shot. Yeah.
As long as you keep making these podcasts, I will stay spooky. Adam, sorry about the job, man. They don't know it, but they lost the coolest employee they had. Just say fuck them.
Thank you. And fuck them.
Robin, hi. I don't really know what to say. Hope you had a good day, LOL.
That's hilarious.
Thanks.
That's a good thing, though. He doesn't have to say, like, I'm sorry that this happened to you. So that means things are good right now. So
yeah.
That's good.
So I have to go to bed. Stay spooky, my friends. Thanks, Noah, for your email.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and too, when this came in, I think it had some editing done to it because I had my mommy look at these before the show to make sure that we didn't have anything that would trip us up. And I know there was a lot of commas in this. So people use like commas for verbal pauses. So people write a lot of times like they speak. So maybe something was lost in translation there. So the 3 to 4 block thing, or maybe he was just going through it so fast because he was remembering stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was like looking over to Reddit and reading the story and then writing it on his phone.
Maybe.
So yeah, quick disclaimer. We forgot to mention that at the beginning. We did have someone apparently either was the original poster on Reddit for a story or stole a story from Reddit and sent it to us. Thank you guys in the community for who let us know that. So Storytime episodes, of course, could all be bullshit, but who knows? It's up to you, the audience, to decide. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us and reading these and letting us know when you're skeptical because that fuels the discussion. And it's actually really fun to go into the Discord because people will be like, that 4th story you guys read fucked my shit up.
Yeah.
So it's actually really cool to do that. So thank you again for sending in, Noah. We appreciate that. And fun shout out to your Instagram.
Yeah. Also, Jang, go get Fuzz the bomb. Get that noodle in your mouth.
Wow. So he's, okay, I'm going to mark this really fast. He's saying I called him Jang Me Boon because it's all like one word. So I don't know how I was supposed to say it. So if you just look at it right here on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know how to say that. So you can go ahead and say it correctly, I guess. Bun?
It looks like bun. Like,
okay.
Like bunny, maybe? I don't know. Oh, Jang Me.
Jang Me.
Or maybe it's Chinese.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, we got a shout out from YouTube. It says, love you guys. Thank you, King B. We appreciate that. It's really nice to know that people are watching from YouTube because it was a real big pain in the ass to get this shit set up and it didn't want to work. So I'm really happy that people are actually watching and we can actually read your stuff. So that's really good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right
see
on.
bun. Yeah.
Jang Me Bun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you correcting me. Not a joke, not saying that as a dick. I don't know how to read these things sometimes, so it's nice to know what you guys are actually called.
Okay.
So, cool. I'm going to move on to my next one, and this one's subject is paranormal lore of my area. And it goes like this. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi. I've been watching your show for a while now, and it made me want to go into my community and see if I could find paranormal lore in the area where I live and share it with you guys.
All right.
That's cool. What I found out is that I live about 10 miles away from mid-Michigan's most cursed road called Dice Road.
All right.
That's interesting.
Dice, D-I-C-E.
D-I-C-E. Yeah,
Okay.
like dice.
Do
For
it
those of
again.
you listening, I just shook my hand and threw them like I was shaking dice. So there has been 3 documented cases of ghosts in the area. One of them is a poltergeist known for throwing things, knocking over bookshelves, creating fires, and causing explosions. I'm going to guess that this isn't all in the road, like it's haunted houses along this road, like in Elm Street, if you will, except that's not haunted exactly, and he didn't stick to Elm Street specifically. So let me find my spot. On the other end of the road, there is a ghost town where a lot of people died from a disease outbreak, and all the lost souls are gathered in the old general store. That was just bought and flipped, and now there's a couple living in it. Wow, I need to look that up.
Yeah.
And the last one was a cemetery where a ghost of a woman wanders at night. I saw this one firsthand, and I researched this person. If you'd like to hear more, if you'd like to hear the full story, feel free to email me back. Absolutely, we want to hear the full story, so I'll send an email back to you as soon as the show's done.
Cool.
There has also been cases of demonic rituals and witches on this road also. And this got me thinking that you guys can maybe do an episode on different states' cryptids, like Michigan.
I want to do that.
We've actually talked about having like 50 episodes, maybe not in a row, where we just pick like a specific state and we just do like lore from there. And we could always revisit them too, like a second time. Because like if you do something like California or Texas,
there's a lot.
States are enormous. Like we could probably wipe out Rhode Island in an episode, you know? Or there's a lot of stuff in Rhode Island. Who the hell knows? But the point is, like, that's actually a really
Rhode
good
Island
idea.
like the smallest state?
It is. That's why I picked it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said we could probably wipe it out in an episode.
Okay.
So, and I said wipe it out and snapped because I just watched Avengers Infinity War again.
Oh, okay.
And that movie's the fucking bomb.com.
What is this, like the 6th time you've seen it?
4th. No big deal.
Jesus.
I have a friend who actually made it the entire way through and didn't get any spoilers for this movie and just watched it yesterday. And they call me like, did you see this? And I was like, yeah, I saw it the day it came out. And I'm like, how did you avoid spoilers the entire time? Very impressed.
I could not, considering how many memes people made of that movie.
Yeah, and he's the meme king, too. Shout out to Lee. I don't know how you did that, but way to hold out, bro. Getting back to the email, the Michigan Dogman and the Pressie, Pressie, from the Michigan Dogman to Pressie to Ghost Lights. If you need help with these, feel free to email me because I know a lot about these also.
Sweet.
Thanks for reading this, and feel free to share this on your podcast. Keep on creeping on. Turner.
Thank you, Turner, for the lovely suggestions.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
They're really good ideas.
I definitely want the full story of that other one that you were talking about, of that house especially that someone moved into. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like we should reach out to these people and be like, did they disclose this to you? Because I think you should really know about it. And they'll probably be like, we bought the house for $20. We don't give a shit. And they'll have those guns that shoot singles like in the strip club.
If you can buy a house for $20, you could sell it back for $100, guaranteed. There's no
Guaranteed?
way.
What if no one wants to buy it?
I don't know. Then they could just tear it down the house and do whatever with it. I'd buy a house for $100.
I would too. I said 20 though.
Okay, but I'm saying like you could go back and sell it for $100.
I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. Like 100 or 100,000.
No, like $100 dues.
Yeah, you definitely could make $80 off that. Way to flip that bitch, Robin. Good job.
Thanks.
Cool. So let's take a quick break and check out the Twitch chat.
Okay.
Which is now a stream chat because we have YouTube in there as well. You guys should do an episode about alien encounters.
I think that's a good idea. We've done a couple already, right?
I will say the things that freak me out the most used to be demons and they are now aliens. So, yeah, I would be totally down to do that.
Night Marchers. We did do the special with, what is
Amando.
Yeah, Amando.
Yeah. I really liked the last episode with Adam's true crime story. And then Robin this week.
True crime story?
Yeah, Elisa Lamb.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, and then Robin had what cult was it? Heaven's Gate. She had Heaven's Gate this week. She blew my fucking mind this week.
Cults freak me out a lot. And dude, legit. Okay, maybe they're not cults. They're not considered cults, but like the Mormons, the polygamous Mormons in Utah, that freaks me out.
Why does that freak you out?
Because it's like the mentality that these women are okay with being like one of like 15 wives.
Yeah, that's a lot different than
out.
Heaven's Gate for sure. I know it's just a really it's a giant difference, you know?
No, I know. It's nothing like Heaven's Gate, but it's like that cult mentality where they just believe this one leader, you know?
Yeah, and that leader is the husband?
No. Like the
Joseph Smith?
fundamental...
The guy who founded the religion?
No. The fundamental Latter-day Saint people believe in this one dude named like Warren Jeffs or something.
I need to look into this.
Like, yeah, exactly. See, it's so interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, the religion, and I'm putting it in quotes here, that freaks me out the most is Scientology. Because, like, when you see the stuff that happens in that, like, there's a really good documentary on HBO also, too. I think we just lost Tom Cruise's endorsement for our show. God damn it.
Oh, darn.
Darn. I really like, what the hell's the name of that movie? Live, Die, Repeat was the slogan, and then it became the name. Edge of Tomorrow. I really like Edge of Tomorrow, so that was cool.
That movie's really good.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tom.
Is it your joke for that, though? It's like you get to see Tom Cruise die over and over and over again?
No, I didn't make that joke.
Don't lie.
I might have made that joke. I don't know. But yeah, Scientology freaks the fuck out of me. So I might do an episode on Scientology one of these days. But there's been a lot of documentaries on Scientology, so it might just bore you guys to death. Because there's nothing paranormal about that aside from the fact that, like, they believe some fucking whacked out shit.
Yeah.
But some people find these things, and we talked about on this previous episode, they find these cults because, like, they need something to believe in. And, like, cults and, like, fundamentalists are like, you have to believe this shit. Mm-hmm. And it just gives them, like, rules and structure.
It's insane.
It is.
No.
Tom Cruise has unlocked immortality. That one's good. You hear Tom Cruise may be the new Green Lantern. I did hear that.
I don't want it. No, if they do that, I'm going to be so mad and so upset.
They wanted Mark Wahlberg originally for Green Lantern, and they've gone back to talking about it. I don't know who the new Green Lantern is. I hope it's Jon Stewart, and I hope they pick Idris Elba. And that's mainly because...
I want Idris Elba so bad.
That's mainly because I want Idris Elba to be in fucking everything. If you've never seen The Losers, it's a very underrated movie. It has Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Idris Elba and Chris Evans. And, like, those are three, like, really fucking good actors. Mm-hmm. And I really like that movie. Go and check it out. Idris Elba is in it, and you realize, like, he's really fucking scary. Like, that's the first movie that I watched where I'm like, he's kind of terrifying.
Well, he's in Luther. Have you watched Luther?
No, I have not watched Luther. Yeah.
You should watch it. It's good. Someone mentioned American Horror Story. I think it was Alexis. Like, I love American Horror Story. One of your cousins is also into American Horror Story, and it was so funny because I played like one of the songs for the hotel the hotel season.
It's like 3 notes of the song,
and then she's like, oh, "Is this from American Horror Story?" I was like, "Yes, I'm not alone."
No, I like American Horror Story as well. I can't watch any of the seasons with clowns in them because clowns just fuck my shit up. I'm a big bitch, and I know that, so you don't have to tell me.
That season, I think, was the only one that I was just like, I can't. I watched the entire season. I was just like, circus freaks type thing. It does not do it for me. It was like creepy, and it was too gory and too much.
Right on.
I don't know, but
cool. Good talk in the Twitch chat. Glitch Grim says, what does it say? Don't ruin Green Lantern more. I agree. Green Lantern's a really good character too, but DC needs a complete overhaul, and they've just been fucking up their movie universe so bad. But their TV shit's still really good.
Duck clowns and duck skinwalkers.
That's good stuff. Right on.
Just like okay, so let's get back into reading.
Let's go back into homegrown horror mode. I'll mark
it your
now.
Turn or my turn?
I think I just went.
Okay.
I think.
So,
did I just go, guys? Who just went? I think I just went, right? I feel like I just read something.
Yeah, you read your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, guys. This one goes, hi, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Are you pretending to drink out of that periodically?
Who's pretending?
You're dumb.
Sip.
I'm in love with the podcast, catching up right now and listening to episode 10. I also love the logo. So cute.
Thank you. This is the second time this week she's been complimented on the logo.
Yes, I drew it myself, and I know it looks like child sketches.
No, it doesn't. It looks really good. It's good stuff.
I checked out Robin's Etsy store, which I now love, and since Robin shares my love for Buffy, I would love to see Buffy-inspired things.
It's a good idea.
That's a very good idea. I gotta think of some ideas. I'm trying to branch out fandoms, so right now I have a lot of Overwatch and some Animal Crossing, but mostly Overwatch. I think I have a lot of video game stuff, and I'm gonna try and draw some Ghibli stuff too, like Studio Ghibli.
That'd be cool.
Themed things. So we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, I know I want to do some Buffy things because I mean,
I want to do some Buffy things.
ew.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is still really fucking hot. And
Yeah,
Christy
she
Swanson,
is.
I haven't seen her in forever, but in
Wait,
the original,
who's that?
she's the original fucking Buffy
Oh,
from
no
the
one
movie.
cares about that one.
Yeah, you're not a Buffy fan if you say that. Just saying. Come on, it's the source material, man. It's so good.
No.
Get back to the email.
Okay.
We'll never agree on this.
Okay. Anyway, on to the story. I've always lived in the same house. My parents moved in while my mom was pregnant, and she and my dad were evicted. What the fuck?
That sucks.
That's fucked up.
Maybe they're moving in there because they were evicted from somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
It's nice to know they found a place after they got evicted, because that can be a pain in the ass. I have a
Yeah.
friend who's had an eviction on their credit report, and that'll fuck your shit up, guys. Pay your rent.
Okay.
So,
I've never had that happen to me, which is good.
yeah, it's a good thing.
My dad found the house and they moved in right away. My dad said he always felt like something was there, but it was not malevolent at all, so they did not think anything of it. After I was born, our downstairs neighbor died. My parents were sad because they had really liked him, and soon the apartment was rented out again.
It's good that it happened after he was born, not before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit creepier. Because
Why?
then I always think of reincarnation. Like, that always jumps in my head. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
the email would then go on to be like, and then I had these memories of who murdered me.
No.
I've done that topic, by the way.
Is that an episode of
Scary-ish?
Supernatural?
I don't know. There's so many. You want to know what an episode of Supernatural is? Like, terrible camera work, shoddy lighting, someone screams, cut to, wall, blood splatter splashes across it. Watch the first 7 seasons of that fucking show. Like 98% of those episodes, that's how they start. Just saying. Sorry. Don't look at me like that.
I love Supernatural. You can get riggedy wrecked.
I don't hate Supernatural. I just get really sick of the same shit over and over and over. So, you get riggedy wrecked.
I get sick of your safe shit over and over.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Okay. Anyway, the people who moved in rotated around a lot, as they do when you live in a city. Eventually, it settled down with the master tenant who rented pretty much all the rooms in the flat out. I went off to college, and while I was there, another person downstairs died. That is a cursed fucking apartment.
I don't know.
Saying.
That's a lot of time to, like, they went to college and before they were born. So that's like 17 years for 2
But
deaths in the same
still,
place.
What are the odds?
What are the oods?
What are the oods?
They're not good, but that is pretty creepy. But they liked both the people, you know, so that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
I did not know this guy well, but he was always really nice, and my parents were sad because they had liked him.
See?
Fast forward to the past year or so. The past 2 years have been pretty stressful. The people living below us have been changing a lot more frequently, and the whole situation seems to just be kind of unstable. There's been domestic abuse, huge fights, and police called. My family is currently looking to move and buy a house, but that is a slow process, and 70% of the time, everything's fine. My dad was talking to someone who sometimes lives downstairs, and he was telling him,
Sometimes lives
well,
downstairs?
like, say you live in a different state, and you come in to live for a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they said that the place is getting turned over a bunch and all this violence is happening. So it almost sounds like people are getting kicked out. Or like maybe it's a boyfriend of someone who lives down there.
Maybe.
I'm getting hung up on the wrong details. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Anyway, my dad was talking to someone who sometimes lives downstairs, and he was telling him that stuff in their apartment has been going missing and showing up in weird places, and that sometimes when they're doing laundry in the garage, they feel someone tap on their shoulder, but no one's there.
That's creepy as fuck.
What?
Maybe it's bad energy that feeds something, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about that a lot where it's like things feed off of bad energy. I wonder if there's things out there that like they reflect the energy around them. So they could be like completely benign, and if they're around really good things, they could even be benevolent and like protective.
Okay.
But if people around them are like going through a lot in their life and there's a ton of negative energy out there, maybe they turn negative because of that. We don't know. They could be mirrors of our own personal psyches, and they just absorb the energy.
Deep.
What? Yeah, I try to go deep.
Super deep.
Really deep. Hitting all walls.
Someone said to make WoW merch to celebrate the new expansion.
I saw that. I was waiting till the end of the email.
I-
That sounds really fucking awesome. And like, honestly, you can ask Robin this. I've been talking about streaming original Warcraft 1 story mode through Warcraft 2, Warcraft 2 expansion pack Beyond the Dark Portal, then Warcraft 3, just because I fucking love that story. And like, I was going to do it leading up to the WoW expansion. Then I realized like, oh fuck, it's already out. So
Yeah.
it's a fun idea though.
Everyone's been saying like, oh, so-and-so's playing it right now. And I'm like, we're poor, thanks.
Right. Thank you. $10 a month. Can't do it.
Okay, so the email continues. We ourselves have never experienced anything beyond having a feeling of not being alone, but I'd like to think that it is the ghosts of our neighbors, and they're tired of the shit going on in their apartment and are doing something about it.
I like that.
That's hilarious.
That's cool.
Revenge.
No, it's like stop acting like jagoffs. That's a good thing.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk. Thanks again for all the stories. I love them so much. Feel free to read this if you want. Best, America. Thank you so much for your email. That's really crazy.
You have a great name, America. That's awesome.
I hate you.
What? You said that's the name, right?
Yeah, it is the name.
I'm not allowed to compliment someone's name?
I just feel like you're saying it because you're like, America.
No, I think it's a really good name.
Okay.
America.
I knew you were going to... No.
Fuck yeah. Cool. She's mad at me, so she's not talking. Let's go to the Twitch chat.
Okay.
Glitch Groom says #buy Ashley. That's fucking great. Anyone else here play ESO? That's Elder Scrolls Online. We dabbled in it during beta, but we decided not to pick it up.
Yeah.
I think we've always had the debate between World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14. And I'm like balls deep in World of Warcraft, but I stopped playing around Lich King. So I haven't been back to it for a long time.
I think the last one I played was Mists of Pandaria, so...
I got back on. I bought Mists of Pandaria because why not?
Yeah.
And I got back on, and all I did was play like the Pokemon version of World of Warcraft, where you can use your pets to battle each other.
Oh, dude!
And I always have collector's editions.
I've
had them
cool...
forever. So we have a bunch of awesome pets. That was super fun, but at the same time, I was like, I don't really want to play the regular game anymore.
Yeah.
It got its hooks out of me, which is probably a good thing. So maybe when I'm gainfully employed again. And I don't feel like it's a distraction. You know, it'll just be like a fun little treat. We'll start playing an MMO.
I have so many pets and mounts and stuff, and they are all so cool. Dude, we have a dinosaur mount in WoW.
I think it's a raptor mount, which is a typical thing.
Yeah.
It's very specific, though. We went to a show out here at the Hard Rock.
We went to a dice show.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
When it still existed.
Yeah. And we got a free mount. It was very awesome. So that's a good thing. That's what's really nice about living in Vegas is there's so many convention centers out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows. Like I went to IPL 4, I think it was, which was IGN's Pro League when they still had it, and saw StarCraft and League of Legends tournaments. And that was super awesome. We got tickets to go see IPL 6, I think it was, out here.
Oh, we got
and they fucking shut down IPL like 2 weeks before the event went on. I was so excited.
Yeah, because we went to go watch StarCraft, and it was so cool watching them. And Cat's Pajamas was there, and he was like, hey, like, we'll give out free tickets to IPL or whatever. And so we got free mounts from it.
Yeah. During their live broadcast, I used to watch IPL, and during their live broadcast, 3 times they read my tweets. So obviously I'm famous. But one of them was at the live show because I tweeted like, so glad I live in Vegas. I was able to come to the live show for blah, 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 blah. And he read it, and he's like, is he here right now? And I was in the audience, and all you could hear on their live stream was me go, woo! So, yeah, that's not where that started. I've just been wooing for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
I'm a woo girl, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, that's a high five. I thought it was a slap. That's how abused I am.
Okay.
Right on. So this is irrelevant, but I have to ask, LOL, what manga do you have behind you? That's a good question.
There's so many, though.
There is. We also...
Like, if you
I'm going to move.
Okay, so if you look, you see these on the front, but then if you pull all of the ones on the front out, there's another layer behind all of it. So if you see it's like stacked behind it, they're all stacked just as many, and then now this shelf is starting to like stack up front, and this isn't even like a quarter of what I have. This is just since we've moved into this new house, and like I have nowhere to put my old shit.
Yeah, and I want to point this out. I am kind of ashamed of this, but this stack right here, that is a full stack of unread comic books.
I know.
There's probably around 100 there, so we have a lot. Like Detective Comics, Batman, Superman, Star Wars, Marvel for Robin because she's a Marvel fangirl. So.
Yeah, and the ones that are over there are like all shoujo. No, yeah, they're all like shoujo ones, so they're all like romance. But like I've been really addicted to one called Waiting for Spring, and I pre-order it every time and wait for it to come out, and I'm still waiting on the.
She starts to make these noises when she's getting towards the final pages, where she's realizing she's going to be left on yet another cliffhanger.
Yeah. Ugh,
and then when she finishes it, she gets so angry, and I'm like, shouldn't you be happy that you just read your like newest version of your thing? And she's like, no, now I have to wait.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And then there's a new one that's going to come out next year. Like there's the Skip Beat, I think it's called, and Skip Beat's coming out with like their new 3-in-1 because I always wait for the 3-in-1. I think it's a waste of money for me to buy like the single volumes. So I wait for the 3-in-1s to come out, and that one comes out in January or something. So I'm still waiting for that one. Another good one that I've been reading is like
this is Robin's manga corner.
Takane and Hana. That one I've been reading. And Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight I've been reading. Oh, but Wotakoi I've been reading too, but there's also an anime for it on Amazon Prime, so if you guys want to watch that, it's super cute and super funny, especially for me who's in otaku type person, and it's hard to make friends that are into the same stuff as you. So I definitely go watch that. It's if you have Prime, it's free. Also, if you don't have Amazon Prime, if you go to our scariest.com website, free trial down at the bottom.
Yeah, that's cool. So thank you for the question, Alicia Moore from YouTube. That was something that we got from YouTube.
Nice.
Also, quick shout out to everyone that's watching on Twitch right now. If you do have Amazon Prime and you have Twitch Prime, you get a free subscription that you can give to anyone. So you don't have the ability to give that to us yet, but soon you will. There's someone knocking on our door right now.
Door.
We're live.
Who is it? Hello?
Oh, we're good. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Okay, it's our 4-year-old niece. She's so adorable.
Wait, what's up?
We'll be right out, kiddo. She probably thinks we're boning.
No, gross. Don't even. That's gross.
So, awesome. Let's move back into Homegrown Horror.
So it's your turn now.
Cool. So this next one is called Familiar Visits. And it starts out, hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello.
See, you gotta say it like Robin Williams in
I'm saying it like
Doubtfire.
Oh, I was saying it like Seinfeld when he is in like that episode where he just wants to say hello like that. Yeah, I'm not quoting Miss Doubtfire ever.
Why not?
Cause I hate it. So
I hate you.
The ending is so sad when he hangs himself.
Fucked.
You can use that joke for any Robin Williams.
But that's too soon.
It's not too soon. I love Robin Williams. He named his daughter Zelda after Legend of Zelda, which is my favorite franchise of all time. Obviously. And I deal with things through humor.
I didn't realize your shirt. Nice.
Yeah. I deal with things. It's like Deadpool when he says like fake laughter hiding real humor or hiding real pain. That's me.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. You're like, it's Tom Cruise. It's Heaven's Gate.
Wow.
They're coming to get us.
That's so funny. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to this email. My name is Zach from Malaysia. I am currently binging through the podcast through Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. Shout out to Malaysia. Shout out to Zach.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening from a world away. I wanted to write you guys in April, but I stopped listening because my internship has ended, and now I'm doing my final year project, so I decided to listen back to the unplayed episodes and send you guys my story.
Congratulations, by the way. That's very difficult to do.
You're approaching the finish line. And it's like you sent this in June 23rd, so you might have already crossed it. Who knows? Here's my story. When I was a kid... Oh, no. I skipped over a line. My bad, dog. I have a lot to tell, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Currently, I'm 22 and still remember how vivid my experiences were with unexplainable events. Here's my story. When I was a kid, I used to live in a one-story terrace house. Let me explain the layout of my old house. Thank you guys for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, it gives us a better idea of
Paint a word picture.
Yes.
It's a long-shaped house with a big master room beside the living room and two small rooms beside the long corridor in the middle, and finally a toilet at the back next to the kitchen. Okay. When I was playing in one of the small rooms with my toys, I used to see shadows of a dark human figure passing by back and forth at the corner of my eyes.
What?
I could not recall how often I've seen it. It was a daily occurrence. I would tell my mom about it when I was a kid, knowing nothing, and she would brush it off and say, I'm just a scaredy cat.
Oh my God.
So that was that until when I moved into a new house. One day when our family was talking about the old days, my mom told me this. The old house was left to us by my rich uncle, who his wife had a terminal illness, and my uncle would not care about her. She was in the hospital.
That's horrible.
The doctor said she's uncurable, and there is no point staying in the hospital because the fees are very high, and there are other patients in need of a bed.
That's really messed up.
Yeah, so they brought her back to the house, which is then my old house. My uncle back then had 2 wives, and he would not care to visit my aunt, so the other wife, the wife with the illness.
That's so messed up.
And stay with his second wife.
Oh.
That's fucked up. So here's when it gets weird.
Okay.
Because it wasn't weird at this point.
Okay.
Here's when it gets weird. The weeks before my aunt was going to leave us, my mom and other aunts would come over to sleep. And one night when my mom woke up to go to the toilet, she saw my aunt with the illness doing strange waving with both her hands in the air. The next day...
Was she waving them like she just don't care?
Wow.
Sorry, I know that's not...
The way to work that in there. That's an Adam joke, I'd say.
Okay.
The next day, she left us, meaning she died.
Oh, okay.
By the time, I think it means at that time, she had 3 children, and my mom promised to take good care of them.
Okay.
You have a really nice mom.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's nice to have, like, when you go through, like, a terminal illness, like, the biggest fear that I have is like I'll be alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
To have some like a bunch of family, they're telling me like everything's gonna be fine, like things are gonna be taken care of.
Yeah.
That's got to be at least like a weight off your shoulders. So
that's where someone abducts you from your planet and raises you as one of their own and
No,
doesn't
this
tell
isn't-
you where you're actually from.
what is this? I thought it was gonna be Heaven's Gate and it turned into something else.
Oh, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that works too.
Okay.
So that was the history of the house. So after that, no one would want to live in that house, so my mom took it over and I was born. Every now and then, she would hear people crying coming from the master bedroom when everyone had left the house.
Oh my god.
She would yell, "You can leave. Your children are being taken care of by me." And the crying happens less often.
But
So
that's
that was what
still-
happened in my old house.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Now, I believe ghosts are people that still had things undone, but their time had come, but they chose to stay. I think that's kind of a common thing, too. Like, people have unfinished business, so they don't pass on into whatever, like, next world there might be.
Okay.
Next is about my grandmother. She's a lovely old lady, and in Christmas 2013, she left us. Before she left, we would visit her in the hospital, and the last afternoon when we left her room, I felt a strange energy as I was standing outside of her room. At 10 p.m., we got a call from the hospital, and she had died. So every now and then,
sad,
I would get visits from her in my dreams when things were going awfully for me. She would play with me in my dreams as she's my caretaker when I was a kid, and things would go well. When I started listening to the podcast, I was too terrified to sleep, and she came to me in my dream to scold me, to remind me to pray to God more often. The last time I saw her in my dreams, and when my granduncle passed away, he was a good man. He had no partner. I think maybe my grandmother and grandfather were waiting for him in heaven. So I had a dream of her saying goodbye to me, and I woke up to my granduncle's passing. So he didn't even know.
This is so much death,
Yeah.
man. Oh my gosh, I'm
Sorry for writing this long
sorry.
sentence. I was a skeptic before the podcast, and now it finally makes sense linking all my past experiences to some of the stories. I really love your podcast, and keep it up, guys. Can't wait for more creepy stories. Regards, Zach. That was really, really
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
And I am so sorry you had to deal with so much death. It seems like a lot to kind of take in.
Where were we where someone asked, like, have you ever been to a funeral? Like, it happened, like, in the last week. I can't remember where it was, but Robin was like, I think I've only been to one. And I didn't say anything because I just don't want to, like, say it out loud. But, like, I counted one time. I think it was when I was, like, 25. And I was like, I've been to, like, 35 funerals. Like, that's the curse of having a really big family is, like, you'll lose a lot of people. But a lot of them weren't, you know, from, like, people that were old. It's, like, sometimes it happened, like, really young. And
Yeah.
I never really thought of that, like, growing up until, like, someone was like, this is, like, the 5th funeral I've been to. And then someone else was like, this is, like, the 3rd funeral I've been to this year. And then we started thinking about it. I'm like, wow, it's really weird. Some people, like, don't experience a lot of death in their life. And some people experience a lot.
I don't know. I think, at least for me, Asians seem to just live long lives sometimes. Like, my grandpa's getting pretty old now. I mean, your grandpa's pretty old, too.
Yeah, my grandpa's in his 90s.
But I don't have a lot of family outside of, like, my close relatives, like the first cousins and stuff like that. So, and
Right.
I don't really have a lot of friends either.
That's not true. She says that, and whenever her
So-
little sister's here, her little sister's like, that's horseshit.
You're horseshit.
Thank you. So let's do a quick pause and check out the stream chat.
Okay.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. That's so funny.
I think we should totally do an Overwatch game weekend sometime soon. I know, for me, school starts soon, so I'm kind of panicking and stressing out about that. Maybe next weekend before school starts.
Yeah.
Because I have the anime convention this weekend, and then next week is just work and life.
This is Robin's schedule for everyone who wants to know.
And then school starts. So we'll do the next weekend maybe. We'll have like an Overwatch game night or something, and we'll play for a couple hours and
That'd be really
stream it or
fun.
something.
And I'm really down if
So-
anyone has PC version of Friday the 13th, because when I was testing out the simulcast streaming, I got everything set up on the scary stuff, and because I didn't want to like send out the blast to everyone, like, you know, we have like 190 followers on YouTube. I think we have like 70 followers now on Twitch. I didn't want to send out like a, hey, we're testing this in the middle of the day. So I did my personal stuff, and I got it to work there. And when I did my personal stuff, I did it with Friday the 13th. And I was like, I guess I'll just play one game since I got this working, and I'll celebrate. It took me an hour to find a game, and I only got 5 people. So like during the day, that game is dead. And it was so upsetting because I really like that game. So anyone who wants to get involved in that, hit me up. Like, you can tweet at me at the Adam Diaz, and we'll organize a day where we can play because I really like that game. It's very, very, very fun. So
Yeah. Also, Glitch, I'm so sorry that your grandma and your uncle died so close together. Like, that's super rough.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I know a lot of family members do that too, where it's like one dies and then they get just heartbroken.
I always heard it comes in threes too. So
yeah,
that's really sad. That sucks.
Tawny, send us a picture of your shirt. Definitely want to see the women's one. Send us a picture of the women's one. That'd be awesome. Also, you guys should buy our shirts.
Yeah, we should mention that. I'll bring that up when we start reading this next email so I can keep it on the podcast.
Okay, cool.
Hang on, I'm still reading some of these. I guess I'm buying new games. My grandma's 85. I'm Filipino. My grandma's 85. Adam, do you have Dead by Daylight? I don't. I watch this guy named Angry Pug on Twitch. Stream it. I think he's an awesome streamer. The game doesn't look as fun as Friday the 13th to me. I know it probably is the like almost exact same thing, except there's like different ways to escape. But I haven't played it. I probably will when Friday the 13th eventually like completely dies off though.
Yeah.
So I'll get around to that.
Cool.
For sure, we'll upload soon. My grandma passed away nearly 2 years ago. She was 93 and she was going to turn 94 later that week. Some people, I don't know, they hang on for birthdays.
Yeah.
I have a lot of family members that have passed away that happened right after their birthday because they were just like, cool. Like that number felt good to me.
Mojo Pokey says, what would you like to be doing when death finds you?
I don't know.
I'm going to say...
It's a really good question, actually.
Sleeping.
You want to die in your sleep?
Yes.
I think I'd like to die in a bar fight.
But
I want to be like 102, where everyone's like, why is this old man fighting?
Or what? Wait. What if you do it in a movie theater and you just pass in the movie theater and everyone just thinks you're the douchebag that's sleeping?
That's a good one. Or you could die on a plane. So you land and everyone's like, this guy in the aisle seat won't get the fuck up.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't really think about that much.
Oh my God.
I'm really focusing on life right now. Because
Momenti says snorting mounds of cocaine. I think Momenti sounds like hentai. Makes me laugh. Sorry.
That's funny. These are all good things. That's a really good question. Way to put that up.
A dead body at Walmart? What the fuck?
My great-grandma made it to 109. She was in the paper. Glitchgram.
Oh my God.
That is badass. Like, I don't know. My grandfather is probably in better shape than I am, and he's like 93.
Oh,
yeah, he's 93.
My older sister just found out how old Adam's mom is, and she's like, what?
Yeah, I was like, don't be fooled by her young looks. She's ancient. Shout out to my mom.
That's fucked up, dude. Adam's a dick. I'm so sorry.
Right on. Okay, so good stuff, guys. We're going to move into Robin's next story, which I think is her last.
Yes.
And then I have one more after that, and then we'll wrap up for the night.
Oh my God, Glitch is like, I won't make it to 60.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are like, they think they're going to die young. Just so you guys know that think that, you are all going to live to be like 90. Because you're going to get to your later years, and you're going to be like, I don't know what to do with myself. I figured I'd die. Because I thought I was going to die in my teen years. So when I got to the 20s, I was like, I'm just going to drink and drink and drink. Then I was like, I guess I'm going to have to do this living thing. So then I was like, all right, fuck it. So I graduated and I stopped drinking.
I feel like I'm going to die in a really freak accident at a young age. So if that happens to me, please write about me and say I was a psychic. Okay, she does say this a lot, and I'll be honest, she's very clumsy. I'm not saying that to be mean. She'll fall going upstairs, and she'll fall going downstairs as well, like 3 times a day. Really, it's like twice or 3 times a week. It happens a lot, so I am very worried. So let's all just, I'm not going to say a prayer, but like let's just hope. Everyone cross your fingers, like spirit bomb it like Goku. And let's hope that Robin doesn't pass away from a ridiculous accident. Just be careful. I think on behalf of everyone, I just want to say, be careful. Just be a little bit more careful, especially when you're dealing with dangerous stuff. So, yeah. All right.
Don't go mountain climbing. We've done rock climbing where you have the thing strapped to your back.
It's like indoor rock climbing, not like actual, like, out in the sun where dirt touches your hands. Type
dirt touches your hands. Those things are really filthy too, by the way.
Oh, gross.
It's just a bunch of sweaty people climbing up like a wall, and it's all the same footholds and like you're putting your hands where people's like greasy and hands have been and their feet. So
your feet.
Thank you.
Okay.
Before you get back to your next one, because I have to interrupt you.
Okay.
I just want to say, guys, we do have our T-shirt design out there. We got I think 4 T-shirts ordered yesterday, which was super exciting. Thank you guys to everyone who was reaching. Thank you to everyone who ordered T-shirts. We really do appreciate that. It does help us out and it lets us figure out like the amount of merchandise we think we're going to need.
Yeah, and thank you, Glitch. I know you said you ordered one and you're waiting on it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, so you guys can check that out. If you there's 2 different versions. There's a men's and a woman's version. You can check that out if you go to Facebook. It should be in the group posted as an announcement at the top. If it's not, no big deal. It's posted at the top of our Twitter, and it's also at scarish.com. It's on the right side in the bar, and it'll be there until the product gets brought down, which I think is September 6th.
Okay.
But you guys can go and check those out, and there's 2 different spots that you can go to, one for men's, one for women's. It really does help us out, and we really appreciate everyone that's bought one so far. So thank you again, and thank you to MDI Apparel for helping us set up this promotion.
It's amazing.
So we could test it out and see exactly the amount of volume we're looking at and things like that. It's something that is really, really helpful to us.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That said, go ahead and get into your next email. I will not interrupt you for another 10, 15 seconds.
Okay. Hello, spooky friends. Hello.
Hello.
And I'm sure all of you out there are saying hello too.
Everyone.
Dude. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm so sorry. Let me tell you what I said this morning. So my older sister was in the bedroom taking care of her daughter, and who's like 2 months, and she had woken up from her little baby nap, and I just looked down at her. I'm just like, "Good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello." Do you know what that's from?
Yeah, it's a song.
It's from a song?
Yeah.
What song?
I'm pretty sure it's called Good Morning Starshine? Good Morning Sunshine? I don't know. It's a song, right?
No, it's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the remake.
Really?
Yeah, that's
He's
what
not
Johnny
quoting
Depp
a song
says.
in that?
I don't fucking know. I just know he says it in the movie, right? And so...
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you you're wrong.
Johnny Depp in that movie is so creepy. So I said that to her little bib, and she's just like, "Why are you being so creepy?"
I'm just saying Gene Wilder will always be my...
Your...
Willy Wonka.
yeah,
Sorry,
Willy Wonka.
I was going to call him Charlie. I'm like, no. What's his name? Is it And the Chocolate Factory? No, that's not his name.
Is it
I don't
Charlie?
have my fucking coffee.
It's like calling Willy Wonka Charlie. It's like calling Link Zelda.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like, what?
It's a
Anyway.
1969 song called Good Morning Starshine by the artist Oliver.
And it says
Suck
the earth
it.
says hello.
Good
in
morning Starshine, the earth says hello.
Where?
You twinkle above us, we twinkle below. Those are the words I know of the song. They sing it in a Simpsons episode.
See, I don't know these things. I'm too young.
Wow. It's from 1969. I wasn't born in the 60s. I was born
Are
in
you
85.
sure you look like it? Your
If you
skin
touch
is so
me-
wrinkly.
Yeah, this is going to be a live broadcast murder.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, no.
Skin is not wrinkly.
So it must be from that then. I don't know. All I know is from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm too young to know this. Anyway. Oh, fuck. Okay, I started listening to the podcast on Spotify last week, and I am almost caught up. You are probably caught up by now. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been a while.
This is from June 21st, so...
We're catching up, though, because we're doing 6 a show.
I've been meaning to message you guys sooner, but I wanted to catch up first. I have many stories of my own and also from friends and family, and I'm planning on sharing them soon. Please send them to us. I know it takes us forever to read them, but it'd be awesome for us to get them and have them in queue.
While they're in queue, they're going to be read. Some of you guys reach out to us like, are you guys going to read my fucking story or what?
Okay,
Just
no
kidding.
one's that douchey.
No one's ever said that. But yeah, we will get to them. Really quick shout out to Mojo Pokey Blue, who has followed us on Twitch. Thank you.
Okay. This story is not about me, but my college. And for privacy reasons, I'll not mention my school's name and will refer to it as the Academy of the Scary-ish.
I thought it was going to be like, we'll call it Ohio State.
Oh my god. Anyway, I have a child development class in the evening from 5 to 10 that is located by the daycare in the main campus. I'm assuming there's a word missing there. I don't know. We had to go inside the children's classroom to make observations. This was around 9 p.m. However, to get to the classrooms, we have to walk past the playground and the bicycle track area that is not lit. I already don't like where this is going.
Sounds lit as fuck to me. Yeah, I learned that phrase. Thank you, people not 33.
Kill yourself.
Wow.
Kid.
That was rough.
Okay, that was a joke. That wasn't a very good joke, but fuck. Okay.
It was pretty funny.
Anyway, while waiting for our professor outside to unlock the door, we started to joke around about how it would be creepy to see a ghost of children wandering around the playground. Why would you?
Start
why
saying
would
that.
you,
You're
why
going to
would
see
you?
it. I'm just saying, like, you convince your brain to see stuff like that.
Yeah, isn't it like if you stare at the mirror long enough, you start seeing stuff in the mirror?
I'm pretty sure they're visual hallucinations. You know what I mean? Like, if you just stare at something long enough. I used to stare at this painting, I swear to God, of the Muppet Babies that used to be over my bed when I was like
that's
4.
So
When I was like 4 or 5, and if I stared at it long enough, they would fucking move. And it was terrifying. And I got a little bit older, and I was like 5 or 6, and I realized, like, they don't move if you don't stare at it. So just don't stare at it, you moron. So, thank you for the tap.
You're welcome. Okay, so, thankfully nothing really creepy happened at that moment, but I got an uneasy feeling when we were about to enter a classroom and felt someone was watching me.
Quick shout out to It's Me, Mary, or Marie, I don't know how to say that, Marri, who just followed us on Twitch. Thank you.
Fuck, see, you made me lose my place, you stupid asshole.
I didn't. It's Me, Mary, or Marie did.
Okay, so, they felt someone was watching me. I turned around to see a small wooden chair in a corner under a flickering light.
That's fucked up. Where are they at right now? They're in a classroom?
They're outside the classroom. They're going into the classroom, so they turned around to look.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where it gets creepy.
Yeah, because that wasn't creepy.
When class ended...
Just talk over me.
When class ended, I mentioned to my professor about the joke of seeing a ghost, and she told me, quote, actually, that is a real issue we have here, end quote. What?
What do you expect from the University of Scary-ish?
You're dumb. Okay. She told me how often children say that they see little children that the teachers are unable to see, and the staff report seeing people walking around the classroom after all the children are gone, and the classrooms are supposed to be empty. What?
That's super creepy.
Children freak me out, okay?
There's been a 4-year-old and a 2-month-old in this house for the last month. They haven't freaked you out?
She just came and knocked on the door all
That
weird.
didn't freak us out. Everyone heard that, which was hilariously adorable, by the way. So that's.
Where she's just like, I want to talk.
I just wanted to talk to you guys. She's so fucking
she's so
cute.
Okay. Anyway, no, but for real, children freak me out. She's an exception because she's blood.
Mojo Pokeblue said, "I'm gonna start counting who interrupts more, Robin or Adam. It's me."
Let's see. We'll find out.
Yeah, do count that.
Okay. So.
Man.
So
this episode's kind of garbage.
You're garbage.
I apologize for it. See, this is a lot of stuff that I clean up in post. We lose our spots. We don't have audio for 5 minutes. It's kind of been a mess.
You're a mess. She also said she has seen lights turning on after she turns them off, and people talking in the classroom when she's alone.
That's fucked up.
What the hell? I don't even want to read anymore. She believes that the daycare is haunted because of the cemetery that's located right next to the Academy of Scary-ish. I fucking love that, by the way. That's hilarious. And because children's daycare is literally next to it. It is also a belief that children are more likely to see ghosts than adults. I believe that. I think
I do too.
Animals and children are way more pure than us adults who have done things. And
who have done things.
It's just, I don't know. It's because there are adults like the guy from The Stand who's like M-O-O-N.
Did you just misspell moon? Wow.
Yes, but fuck
I am
you.
so glad that's immortalized in audio forever. If you haven't seen The Stand, there's a guy in that. There's a guy in The Stand who spells like everything he sees, but he always spells moon. So if he's like M-O-O-N, that spells Advil. So you're like, no, it doesn't, but you're special, so we're going to let it slide. And he winds up being super fucking awesome. It's an 8-hour miniseries from the 90s, so I would say go watch it if you have a lot of time to waste and you don't mind, like, really terrible CGI.
It's a good...
Or you could read the book.
Yeah, it's just
Stephen
really...
King.
It's not good for, like, graphics and stuff like that, but it's a good story to watch. But, anyway...
McShake and Bake, which is obviously Connor, says, Adam, I don't normally encourage this, but you were allowed to push Robin off of her chair at least once. I can tell you it only happened once because she'd stab me in the throat.
Pushed off?
I don't know.
Why?
Just keep going.
I
have 18 notes that I have to edit in this audio, and I haven't even read my last story.
Okay.
It's going to be such a long edit.
Apparently, a student who was enrolled in Scary-ish daycare got into a car accident with her mom, and sadly, they didn't make it. That's really fucking depressing.
That is really sad.
Both the student and the mom were buried in the cemetery next door. After the student's passing, both children and staff members say they see her sometimes waiting in line with the other children. That's so
super creepy. Yeah.
Like, oh... After we finished talking, we both heard voices outside on the playground and just noped out of there and started my walk up a hill to the parking lot to wait for my ride. But to my terror, that means walking past the playground in the dark, and I just felt like I was being watched the whole time. What the fuck? I think flashlights need to be in people's pockets. Is that a thing?
I mean, you have cell phones, and that has a flashlight on it. So.
My battery dies way too fast for that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play Animal Crossing all
you're
day,
in
every
Animal
day.
Crossing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam and Robin. This podcast is amazing, and I really love it. I am very picky when it comes to podcasts, so I'll stop listening to one if I do not like it by the first episode. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad we passed the test.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
The podcast has helped those boring days go faster, and I would not mind if they were longer. I think some of the episodes recently have been...
Yeah, we hit an hour 22 on the episode that came out. This is definitely going to be a very long episode, even after the edits. And they're longer. They're even longer when you watch them on Twitch and YouTube, because they see all the fucking things that we do wrong. Like, I don't know what I've edited out of this episode, but there's been a lot. I'm just saying. So
sorry if it's too long or my writing's terrible. It is sure to be to know that I'm not... If it is, be sure to know that I'm not majoring in English. That's hilarious. I'll submit my own stories when I get the chance, so look forward to those. Love you guys. Diana.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you so much, Diana.
We love you too.
Yes, we
Say
do.
it. Say it, Robin.
We love you too.
Oh, that's so sweet. We do appreciate it, guys, like letting us know. And again, going to iTunes and leaving a review is very, very helpful for podcasts, and we really appreciate it. I think we have 2 1-stars and 1 3-star, and the rest that we've been given are 5 stars. And when you like write a little review that says that you actually like the podcast too, it lifts our spirits, and it definitely helps the podcast. Overall, our rating is a 5, and we're very proud of that.
Yes, you guys are so awesome for like giving us reviews.
Yeah, we have over 70. I think we have 70 5-star reviews at this point, because you guys are so supportive of us. And I can tell you, like, a lot of times you see new podcasts or newer podcasts. I know that we've been around for like 9 months now, and you see like reviews come in.
It's been 9 months.
Yeah, because we started in December. But like, you see people with these reviews, and you see a bunch of 5 stars, and you're like, you know, some of those are family or friends. And I can tell you that like my family doesn't care except for my mom, and my friends are mostly lazy, and I definitely don't have 70 of them. So it like when I see that, I'm like, these are strangers that are encouraging me, and they're so nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah, so we really appreciate that, guys. All right, so why not another quick break to check out Stream Chat?
Yes.
So, did we get an explanation for why we're able to? Can we hunt down the 5 stars? I can't say. I mean, Scarish can't be associated with any manhunts that are not encouraged.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know. I honestly think one of them came from someone who was upset that we didn't get to their email fast enough. So it's just shit that's gonna happen. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Like, everything you put out there, no matter how good it is, someone's gonna hate it. You know.
And we do ask that you guys that have sent in your stories to us, please be patient, because we do have a lot, and these live episodes do help because we're reading a little bit more, and we're just trying to get through it. There's a whole lot.
We've gone. Well, this is the fear. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you guys. This is the fear: is that we're doing 4 emails per story time, and then we do 2 for each regular episode. So we usually do 6 a week, which means that we need to get at least 6 a week to make sure we can maintain that pace. So we were pretty steady along with it, and then we started to get more and more, and then we had to talk about, like, should we start reading more? Do we want the Storytime episodes to go longer? And we figured eventually we do want to do that. And now that we started doing this, we're doing around 6 on this one, and we still do 2 on the regular episode, which means we're doing 8 a week now. And sometimes we'll have days where we don't get a single email. We'll get like 1 or 2 days back to back where we don't do any, and then like yesterday, new episode came out. People hit it, like, they, you know, you have it hit your cell phone or whatever, and you're like, I'm going to listen to it. And then most people, when they hear the episode or they see it, they're like, I'm going to send my story. So yesterday, I think we had 6 in one day. You know, sometimes we get like 10 in one day. I think that's the most we've ever gotten. And that'll stack up. So like, as we see the backlog grow, we'll do more and we'll do less. I would love to get to a point, and I've told her this before, I would love to get to a point where we could do 2 story times a week live, and I could just condense them into one really long audio file and have like an 1.5 to 2 hour long Storytime episode released to your podcast, and you guys could watch us twice. But we're not there yet. I don't think we have enough, because if we start doing that, we'd probably go back to 4 per episode, which means we do 8 total of story times. Yeah,
it's just the fear of running out, and then we won't be able to do story time episodes anymore. So it's something where we're working on it, and we're trying to figure stuff out, and hopefully you guys can be patient with us.
Yeah. And what I would say is, don't feel pressure to send us things. Like, if you stub your toe, you don't have to turn that into a ghost story, or you don't have to send us Reddit stuff. But bring people in. Like, if you think people would be interested, or if you know people that listen that you think have a good story, you can encourage them to send it to us. They can send it to us even if they don't listen to us, because maybe it'll encourage them. And we do appreciate that. I know some people that keep telling me, like, I swear I'm going to send my story. And some of them are not sending it because it's too creepy for them to write and it's a personal experience. Some of them aren't sending it because they're fucking lazy. And you know who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
I'm not going to call them out on air.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that there's people like that. So, that's where we're at with it. And I just want you guys to understand, like, we really enjoy doing this. Like, that's why we're like, hey, let's strap a fucking GoPro in front of us, get a bunch of lighting, get all this shit rigged up so that people can watch us just read ghost stories, And as absurd as that sounds, like,
it's just fun.
It's fun.
It's really fun. And especially interacting with you guys. It's just, you guys are so funny and hilarious, and you guys are so supportive.
These shows are so much more fun now that we can interact with you guys through the chat.
Right.
It's just hilarious to go through this chat and, like, talk to you guys. And I can take that out so that the people not listening can't hear it. But I leave some of them in because you guys are kind of fucking funny sometimes.
Yeah.
So this is really fun.
Like
and we really do
that thing
enjoy
where
doing
someone
it.
asked how we would like to die or when
that's a good question.
Good question.
You guys should read more true crime stories. Honestly, that was Sunflower Dragon. That's a really good name. I love true crime. She loves it more than I do.
Yes.
We know we've kind of made our bones so far being a paranormal podcast. So I've kind of mentioned it to her before. Like, I would love to do more. And I've tried to find stuff like the Ouija board episodes where it's like, okay, well, here's a Ouija board episode of this family that was cursed.
Kind of like a mix.
And it's also a famous murderer,
Yeah.
But sometimes we're not going to do super paranormal stuff. Like Robin did Heaven's Gate Cult.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they thought they were going to heaven. They thought they were going to ride a spaceship.
Right.
That kind of fits that profile. But there are things that we want to do that aren't exactly paranormal.
Right. It's just, we're legit. We're called the Scariest Podcast because we want to cover things that freak us out, that are scary. I mean, I'm not going to cover a bug that I think freaks me out. But
I'm not going to cover spiders. Because I'm terrified of them and I don't want to do any research on them.
But it's definitely, we're going to start like branching out a little bit more, not just with the ghosts or the haunted places or anything like that, but maybe like scary parts of history or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So bear with us. We're still figuring stuff out. You guys are awesome and supportive. And definitely, I mean, join the Discord. I think that's where I feel a lot of support right now because we did just start like the mental health page and it's amazing.
Yeah,
and I love it.
You guys are all really supportive of each other, and I went in there and I saw like a message where I'm like, man, I should have responded to this as soon as I saw it come in, but I was doing something and it was like 8 hours later, and then I saw like 20 of you guys had like encouraged this person like, hey, things are gonna get better.
Right.
And it's amazing to see that sort of community built up.
Yeah. And just be nice to people.
All right.
Be nice to each other.
I agree. I'm going to get back to some of this. What else? Liam is cool. So thanks, guys, for giving me something to listen to while I do homework. You're welcome. Liam is cool. I think you're cool, too. Even with the number 8 there.
You probably think he's cool because he says he's cool. Because Liam is cool.
I mean, people that say they're cool are cool. What else? Whenever I can't make live shows, I usually listen to the podcast on Spotify while I mow. And there's been several times that I feel like mow.
Well, oh, my God. What are you,
I thought you meant eat. And there's been several times that I feel like something is watching me. Well, that's the thing, too. Like, when you hear creepy stuff, you kind of feel like you're being watched. So I totally understand that. What else is on here? I love mass disappearance stories. Mass disappearances are my favorite thing.
Right.
But I have a hard time finding some of them. I'll be honest. Like, there's the Lake Anjikuni, which is up in Alaska. Like, I think that's the most famous one. Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Fuck spiders, don't do it. This one's loans. That's so good.
So scary. I'm just piled under them right now. Like,
yeah,
fuck.
Your pile is about this big. My pile is about this big, and payments are even scary when you don't have a job.
They're taking our jobs.
No, you ruined it. They took her jobs.
Yeah, that big.
I have a funny story. All right, I'll tell that really fast, just because she brought it up, and then I'll read my last story, and then we can all go do whatever we want. So everyone has that one friend that everyone kind of picks on in the group, but they take it better than anyone else, which is why you pick on them. I have that. I won't say his name. However, they...
I don't want to say his name so
Don't
bad.
say his name. But they would always join in with us whenever we did stuff, whether or not they got the joke. And there's an episode of South Park where all these hillbillies are upset because they're losing their jobs. And one of them would yell, "They took our jobs." And then a bunch of other ones would yell, "They took our jobs." And you can like decreasingly hear what they're saying each time. So by the end of it, it's like, "They took our jobs." So as soon as we saw that, I was in college. So the next party I went to, like one person would just scream out, "They took our jobs," and a bunch of fucking drunk people would just start screaming it in like increasingly incoherent ways. And I'd always go last, and I just like crow like a rooster, like, so my friend that is this person that we always pick on didn't see the episode, and he had no idea what we were saying because it was unintelligible.
Okay.
So one night he decided he was going to start the chant, and he yelled out very clearly, "They took our germs." And everyone just looked at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And he's like, "What? You guys always say it." We're like, "We're saying they took our jobs." He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't see the episode."
Oh.
So yeah, that's my funny story about my stupid friend. So I love you if you're listening.
Okay. Read your story.
Two's says, "I have a master's and I'm fudged." Yeah, that's real, man. I did not go back to get my master's because I realized how much debt I had. And I was just like, if I can't find a job right now, like, why would someone want to hire me at an entry-level position with a master's? But, okay, so this is the last one, and this one is the last part of Leah's email. And it's story number 3, and it says, this one is about a doll, and it's creepy. So cool.
Oh, God. I don't even.
This happened just last month. My cousin just had another daughter and brought the whole family to visit in the hospital, so I stayed in their house to babysit the older one. My older niece is 12 years old and just graduated from primary school. When I went to their house, she showed me the new doll she got from her parents. The doll had a sparkly pink dress and golden hair. Not really creepy looking, just the smell of rubber was annoying. To be honest, I'm thinking own is a word that's missing here. I don't own any dolls. What makes me very uncomfortable when I look at them is that they all have very rigid facial expressions, and the portion of their facial features are just way off. But my niece just loved her doll and was holding it the entire time. After dinner, I was watching a cartoon show with my niece in the living room, and she put her doll to sit next to me, to sit next to her like a person.
Oh, okay.
I really didn't like it. Go ahead, what?
No, I'm just like, I'm scared of what's going to happen.
I really didn't like it, so I was standing the whole time.
Okay.
After 9 p.m., the family called to let us know they were coming home very late, so I told my niece to go to bed, then went to clean the dining room. I remember that I put her doll on her bookshelf before I left her room.
Don't tell me
In
it was a different
parentheses,
space
she
after.
says, maybe I remembered it wrong. About half an hour later, I heard something drop in the living room, and I went to check. I saw that the doll was lying face down on the floor in front of the TV.
Fuck that shit, dude.
I thought my niece snuck up to watch the cartoon instead of sleeping, so I picked up the doll and walked to her room. I found my niece already asleep in her bed. Side note, she might be really good at running and pretending to be asleep. So just saying that. I thought maybe she was trying to prank me because she knew I didn't like dolls. So I put the doll back on the shelf. In parentheses, I definitely did it this time.
Okay.
I went back to the living room to wait for her parents. After I finished watching a YouTube video, I went to the kitchen to get some water. When I got back to the living room, I saw my niece standing in the living room.
Oh my God.
In parentheses, I was actually spooked and almost spilled all my water on her.
Oh my God.
She was standing there looking very confused and tired. Once she saw me, she ran to me and said, "Someone kept pulling my hair. I can't sleep." Cold chills.
Oh my God.
I just got them.
No.
I went to check if something was tangled in her hair, and I didn't see anything. So I went to her room.
Okay.
I checked her pillow. I saw that the doll was sitting next to her pillow.
Okay.
So I turned to my niece to tell her not to pull that rubber doll next to her face when she sleeps. That makes sense because rubber can catch your hair.
Right.
The smell cannot be good for her. Then she gave me a very confused look and said, "Okay." I told her to put the doll back on the shelf and went to make her some warm milk. She drank the milk and went back to sleep. I
Okay.
checked her bed and didn't see the doll, and it was not on her bookshelf.
Oh,
I thought she might have put the doll into her closet or something and didn't think much of it. I'm so glad this one's really scary because you guys finally get to
Oh
see
my
what
God.
Robin looks like when I read these because
Okay,
I love
okay.
this. Sometimes I turn off the lights to fuck with her. It's really funny. I went back to the living room to watch videos on my phone. Then I got this creepy feeling like someone was staring at me again.
Right there. I can't even. No.
In parentheses,
no.
I really hate when people stare at my hair. Stare at me. My hair would stand up and I would get very mad.
Okay.
I like the fight versus flight instinct here. I looked around to check and saw that the doll was sitting on the floor outside my niece's room.
Nope.
It was not there when I left her
No.
room because I would have stepped on it on my way out. I felt creeped out and angry at the same time, so I picked up the doll and shoved it into my backpack
What the fuck?
so it can murder you later.
No, just keep it. Just
And
no.
sat on it for the rest of my night there. So, like, if you have this sentient doll that you think is playing with you, the idea you have is like, I'm going to sit on this thing. That'll make it happy. When my cousin finally came home back, I told him to get rid of the doll. I left out the details and just told him the smell was so strong and it's bad for my niece. Before I left their house, my niece came to me and said, "Thank you." I asked her why. Then she told me that the doll was not friendly to her anymore and was pulling her hair when she was sleeping.
Dude.
I told her that she doesn't have to worry about it, and I would buy her a new toy, cute ones like a teddy bear. I am so glad nothing weirder happened that night. That is super fucking creepy. That is really good. She ends her email. So these are all the stories that I could remember. Thank you guys so much again for reading my stories. I'm going to London soon, in parentheses, without Mochi. Aw, that's the cat. And my new place has a mirror wall in the middle of the room.
Of course
Why
it
the
does.
fuck would they have that? We'll see if creepy things follow me all the way to London this time. If I do encounter something, I'll definitely send it to you guys. P.S. For topic suggestions, I remember one episode Robin touched on the twisted marriage ceremony for people that are dead. You guys can look into that one and see if you want to research it. In parentheses, it's actually worse than just marrying two dead people. There are places that will bury living girls and force them to marry dead people's memorial tablets. And some places would even force the girl to live with the body of her, quote, husband for days underground.
Gross.
So it is a very sick tradition in some places, and there are people still doing this. Wow, I did not know that. Best, Leah.
Thank you so much.
Those were really good.
They're really good.
That was a really good one to end on. I'm very happy with that.
Man.
You didn't like that one at all.
No.
And we're just in a room surrounded by fucking stuffed animals.
Yeah, but they're cute.
They are cute. And I treat them nicely just in case they're sentient and they want to kill me. So I always, honestly, like you guys know I'm skeptical. Like I say that all the time, but just in case, like when I see a doll and I like look up and I see it staring at me, I'm like, how are you today? And I'm just fucking polite because I'm just like, hey, if they are real, maybe they'll think twice about murdering me. So yeah.
That's this is rough. I'm gonna have nightmares, thanks. But yeah, so stories. Those were our stories.
Those are really good, guys.
Yeah, they're really good.
Appreciate you sending them in. And then next week we're going to announce the winner of the Patreon giveaway. And then after that, I think we'll probably set up the next giveaway.
Okay, so we're gonna do it live on the episode next week.
Yeah, we're gonna spin a wheel for you guys to see. This is how I usually pick our winners. It's just like a spinwheel.com where you just put a bunch of names in and you spin it once, and then you see who comes up because it's all random. I also do that to pick the draft order of our fantasy football league, which will be starting soon. Don't know how many of you guys cross-pollinate with football, but I love football.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So, good stuff. Before we go, let's check out the stream chat one last time.
Okay.
Oh, there was a lot. Chat blew up on this one.
It's because dolls suck.
Selena Davis said hi. Hi, Selena.
Hello.
You guys should talk about the Donner Party.
So, okay, I posted a wish list on our Facebook page, I think, because someone asked for us to post it, and we have like the X-Files I Want to Believe poster on there. I have some horror books that I want to read on there. And I also have a card game called the Dinner Donner Party.
Sounds amazing and delicious.
And I really want to play it. So if anyone wants to get that for us, maybe we'll stream playing a card game about cannibals. That'd be cool.
Fun. Donner Party of 5. That's good. It's a good joke. Oh God, I can't with creepy dolls. I have 3 daughters, so I'm basically drowning in them. Glitch Grim says, I have a clown doll. Adam would hate it. Yes, I would. If you've ever seen the original Poltergeist, the kid eventually fights back against that doll and rips the stuffing out of it. That would happen. Why would you own such a thing? When I was reading the story, my big sister had a kid sister doll. Those
what
are
is
the
that?
Fucking worst.
What is it? What is
they
it?
look like Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy almost.
Okay.
They're just really creepy looking dolls.
Okay.
It was when I worked at a haunt. I was a clown, so I needed a sidekick and was also a werewolf. Wow, Glitch Grim. That sounds interesting. I feel like I missed a message here. Nope, I have a Masters on Fudge. Cool. What else is on here? What in the hell is a kid sister doll? It's like a My Buddy doll, but a girl. The doll
I
would
don't know
watch.
what a My Buddy doll is either.
The doll wanted to watch more cartoons, man. Well, that makes it more acceptable, Glitch. That's so funny.
That's hilarious. No. Bedtime means bedtime, doll bitches.
That's so good. Obviously, the doll can walk around. I don't know. I mean, like, I believe that you guys had these experiences when you sent them to me, and I'm very skeptical about them at the same time. But
what if they
that's
can?
creepy
What
as
if it is?
fuck, dude.
What if it is like Nathan C's saying, like, what if it's like Toy Story?
Yeah, and not to be too much of a jerk about this, and I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but the ones that I am less skeptical on are the ones that I've had an experience very similar to. You know what I mean? Like something that has happened to you, and then you hear someone else talk about it, and you're like, okay, I feel less crazy. Like, I talked about it before on the podcast. I was a kid. We put all our fucking toys away. We went to bed. My dad woke us up and yelled at us, like, why didn't you put your toys away? We went downstairs, and they were all scattered all over the entire family room.
Yeah.
So, like, that, hearing this, like, toy constantly moving back and forth, I didn't have anything pull my hair. But that's really fucking creepy.
It's really creepy. The fact that she's like, dude, something keeps pulling my hair freaks me out.
These are just so good watching you guys react to this stuff. What the fuck? Butter and Butt says.
Butter and Butt. That's such...
It's a good name. So what's the recommended action if you have a doll that is alive? Burn it? Or I would say get rid of it, but I feel like it's going to walk back to your place. Like, get a burning garbage can, set it on fire until it's ashes.
What if it doesn't work, though?
If it doesn't work, then it's something more than a doll. That's like a demon that can just materialize it all.
It's like Annabelle. Annabelle kept coming back no matter what they did.
I would burn that fucking doll so fast. I know it's in the museum for Ed and Lorraine Warren, but yeah, I wouldn't keep it. I would just fucking melt it down. Don't look in Discord, Adam, LOL.
Oh, I'm sure they posted it in there.
Burn it at the stake. That's so funny. I'm eventually going to have to look in the Discord. We can actually connect our Discord, I think, to this chat too.
What?
Yeah, it would be a lot
cool.
because I feel like if I could find a specific channel to connect and it could be like a live broadcast channel, that would totally work. So we might wind up doing that. But yeah, we're at the end of the episode. We had 18 people watching from Twitch right now. We have 6 watching from YouTube. So thank you to everyone who came out. Either way, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic having everyone here. We had, I think, 4 or 5 people in the last 4 hours follow the podcast on Twitch, which is great. Because once we get to affiliate, I think our next goal is partner. I forget how it works with Twitch.
I don't know. Oh, Glitch said my brother and me.
I love Big Mam, dude. It's so good. Estrella B, give it love and affection. Eventually, it'll leave you. Wow. That is a good thing. I don't know. I never thought, like, if you were just kind to a haunted doll, maybe it'll be nice to you.
Maybe that's why we lose stuff.
Why?
Because we're so nice to the things we have, and we lose it because it gets up and walks away.
I just feel like there's a dimension for each person that contains all the things that you lost, and I would just really like to see all the shit that's in mine, because, like, you eventually forget that you lost stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And it would just be a blast from the past if you could find it, or it's, like, under your couch or under your bed. So, cool. I think that's just about everything that we have.
Yep.
Let me mark that really fast. So if you guys want to send us your paranormal experiences, you can reach out to us via email storytime@scarish.com. You can go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can message us there, or you can join the group and post it there for some instant feedback from the community. You can also join the Discord from there, which is super fun. I love the Discord. I think we just hit 70 people in the Discord, so shout out to everyone that's joined. We really appreciate you guys. That's awesome. If you want to tweet us, it's @scarishpod. If you want to send us donations, you can do it during live shows. Or you can go to, you can go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, sign up for a monthly donation for as little as $1 a month. You'll get early access to all our episodes.
Yep.
If you're more of a one-time donation type of person, you don't like the monthly thing, you can go to ko-fi.com or coffee.com/scarishpodcast and give us a donation that way. We really appreciate that. It goes a long way towards improving our setup, and like what we have in here right now, it's working for us. And I have the confidence that the next episode will be technical difficulty free. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. And also, if you guys would like to send us fan mail, because, you know, in the case that you want to mail us anything, you can mail it to our P.O. Box. I think our P.O. Box is actually pinned to our Discord. I don't know if I've posted it on our Facebook or anything.
If not, we'll get it on our social media right away.
But I'm just going to read it once right now. So P.O. Box 231241, Las Vegas, Nevada 89105.
Cool.
You can mail us stuff. That'd be great. And then we'll open it on air like this.
Indubitably.
So, yeah. And I put Corey and Christopher's note up, so maybe we can start like having a nice cute wall of
that would be really cool
stuff.
Actually.
Yeah. So
yeah, and maybe at some point we'll be able to improve our setup and have a different background behind us and just have some of the stuff that you guys sent us.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun to do. Like there's a lot of things I want to do, and we're limited by space and money. And right now, for the first time in a long time, it's not by time. For me in particular. So that's good stuff. One last read of the Discord. It looks like Sunflower Dragon said, will you guys ever go to the Haunted Museum? LOL. And then Glitch Grim said, I mean, you know how much Adam loves Zach Bagels. There's a lot of things in that museum I want to see. One thing I really don't want to see is Zach Baggins. So if he was locked in like an airtight case where he couldn't breathe,
okay.
I would definitely buy tickets. Maybe I'm going to go with maybe. It's the sort of thing I'd want to go see, but knowing who it belongs to, I don't want to give him my money. So at some point, maybe if I find a way to get in there, if I break in there for free, something like that. Maybe we wind up going, maybe we make that a meet. It's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Yeah, maybe we make that like a meetup and we can walk through it and I'll make fun of it together. That would be super fun. Like maybe our first Scarish podcast meet and greet, everyone can wear their t-shirts and then we can go get thrown out of the Haunted Museum or whatever it's called.
That'd be really freaking cool.
I would love to do that. So that'd be super fun. We're going to try and organize some events and we'll get to those soon, hopefully. Sack-saggins. I like that. That's a good one. So, right on. I think that's just about everything that we have for you guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Robin, is there anything I left out?
No, that's about it.
Cool. Then I'll sign us off. Keep on creeping on, and we will talk to you next week.